What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a new summit. It's a new week in the crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Crazy Vacation, and this summit is actually crazy. So this will be a little bit of a different summit guide. I'm going to give you as many tips as I can, but there's really one thing that you're going to need for this week, and that is score breaker parts. All right, let's go. All right, for the cars this week, the Summit Bundle is going to get you the Aerial Nomad, the Jet, and the MV Agusta Brutale Dragster 800RR, which happens to be a new bike in the Crew Motorfest this week. Now, like I said in the intro, the key to this summit is having this set of parts on basically a few classes. You're going to need it for boats, planes, Rally Raid, and Street Tier 2. That's going to be the minimum. So for those of you who don't understand how this works, you need to recalibrate your parts so that you have skilled as your affix. That's this one right here, skilled at 10%. You can press the button to get a different set of affixes. It's going to give you the same one with a different percentage and then a new one at the top, or the same one that you already had at the bottom. That's how it works every single time. You can get a different percentage, different at the top, same one at the bottom. Anyways, you want to have skilled at 10%. Just keep re-affixing these parts until you get 10%. You need skilled and you need score breaker. Score breaker will double your points for most of the events in the summit. So going back to the summit board here, the slalom, the long jump, the bullseyes, this buoy smashing, this low altitude, and this other long jump, all of these events have a score breaker bonus to them. The only one that doesn't is the speed trap. The speed trap is going to be slightly glitchable, and it's kind of like an exploit, but at the same time, it's not really anybody's fault. Nobody was doing it intentionally to figure this out. But basically, when you select your plane and you go through and finish the events just like this. Okay, I went over the thing. Hold on. The plane decided to take off. You go through the speed trap just like that and hit leaderboards. Then you hit retry and it puts you in a car for some weird reason. I don't know. So whatever car is on the right side of your fast fave, that's the car that it's going to give you. And you can just take off in your car. You can go back and do the whole thing in a car. Boom, get a score. And it actually puts you on the leaderboard with a car. So as you can see on mine, I did it in a Bugatti 110. Now, I only went 276 miles per hour, which is obviously you can go a lot faster. I could have optimized it. I did one run just to test this and see if it was working. The other option is to take a plane way up in the sky, dive straight down, and then kind of swoop right at the end to go through the speed trap and get the most you can. Obviously, people can get higher, miles per hour with a plane, but not the most. If you go to the top of the leaderboard, 409 miles per hour with a dragster. So you might want to do this with a dragster or a hypercar. It's totally up to you, but this is definitely something that you can exploit, and it's very easy to repeat. This will be patched in the next update or the next patch they do. So go ahead and get in there and do it with a car if you can. Outside of that, on all of the other feats, you need score breaker as your set bonus for your legendary parts, with skilled as your affix, and that's it. If you have that, you can do a very, very mediocre job on all of those events and still get a good score. Like, all of these scores are one shot. I just went through and did it. I didn't try really hard. I kind of messed up on some of them, and I still got 157,000 on every single one of those feats. It's because of score breaker. So here's the thing. For this particular summit guide, I'm just going to give you a link in the description of this video that takes you to the parts farming method. You can go to that. There's two different ways you can do it. There's one farming method that's strictly for on-road vehicles. That's the one that gives you the most parts per hour, but there's only one category that you're going to need that in, and that's basically the Street 2. But maybe you need, parts for other things, not just the summit. So that's linked in the video description. The other method is the best method for basically everything else, which is like, boats, planes, all of that stuff. I'll put that video in the description as well. It'll give you the most current, up-to-date way to farm parts. So that'll be in the description. Check those out if you're looking for parts, but you definitely need score breaker with skilled and, maybe pure, something like that. Now, lastly, let's talk about the jet race. This is pretty simple. Let your NOS get close to the top and then use it in the corners, use it in the straights, but only small taps. Now, I'm definitely not the best jet flyer, and you're going to see that here in this in this demonstration. But basically, you want to be able to keep your speed up at all times. That means no turning like this. Don't turn like that. Turn with your bumpers. If you turn with your bumpers, you get more NOS. The jet goes a little bit faster. Turn with your bumpers. Use the NOS to stay above 300. That's basically all you're doing. Plan your turns. Some of these turns are actually too sharp to turn with the bumpers, so plan it out. Start turning a little bit early. The other tip I have for you is you can actually go through these pylons, these cones. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't slow you down really that much. Now it does slow you down a little bit, but not something that, you know, is going to be detrimental to your run, unless you're going through every single cone. That's kind of crazy. That being said, small taps of your NOS, just like this. Little taps. Keep the NOS at the top. You want to keep the plane, or the jet, excuse me, going at about 300 miles per hour. I can't talk tonight. I'm very tired. That's really it. So with that said, there's really not a lot of skill happening in this. There's a little bit in the jet race. There's a little bit in the speed trap. Outside of that, you just have to have score breaker, and you will have a full score on these events. All right, that's kind of it, dude. That's it for the summit guide, believe it or not. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram or Discord. I read every single message that comes my way, and I'd be glad to help if anybody's having any issues or struggling with anything. Like I said, the parts videos are in the description. Make sure you check those out. Those are going to be a good resource for how to get those score breaker parts. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.